Welcome to the show, everyone. You know, I love to talk about everybody else on my show here, and I love doing that every day. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to share the show later on. I'm excited about bringing on my first guest. I've actually been heard about her for quite some time. I have with me CHERYL SCHEIDELL. She is a reverse mortgage specialist. She's with Barrett Financial Group. Welcome to the show. You first have to tell everybody a little bit about yourself. We kind of know what you do, and you know, kind of why you became a reverse mortgage specialist.
All right, thank you so much for having me. And I do have to shout out to you, Carol, because you tracked me down. We had somebody that came looking for someone for reverse, and one thing led to another, and here we are. So I appreciate the invitation to
You're welcome,
join
and
you
thank
today.
you for being here.
So I am a Phoenician. I'm from here, from Arizona, and I've been in the mortgage industry since 2002. And about 10 plus years ago, I had 3 reverse mortgages fall into my lap. I didn't even know what a reverse mortgage was, and I was in the industry.
Wow.
And I went to my manager. I'm like, "Do we do these?" He's like, "Yep." And so the next thing I know, I'm at a client's home, 80-year-old mom, son, daughter, my manager on the phone because it was my first presentation on reverse mortgage. And next thing I know, the next day he calls me up and he's like, "Okay, a couple questions." And the next thing I know, the son says, "We want to do this too." So it's the best kept secret out there. But basically, I've been in the industry 10 plus years now, focusing on reverse. And I was at a client's house, I was at my mom's house talking to a potential client or a referral partner. And I get off the phone and my mom says to me, "I think I need to do this." So my mom actually has a reverse mortgage. So,
that's awesome.
And we're actually nationwide. 49 states with Barrett Financial, and I can help you in all the states except for New York, but I am personally licensed in Arizona, Nevada, California, Oregon, and Texas. So
That's
excited
awesome.
about that, yeah.
There's a lot of people that are on the fence with these things, you know, they don't understand them. Okay, would you kind of make it clear as to what a reverse mortgage is? And by the way, folks, they're completely different than they ever were. Go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. So yes, so they were getting a bad rap, and we're out there because we want to educate and share how the program has changed. There was a lot of negativity about them, and we're trying to get out there to share how this works. So basically, it's for clients that are 62 and older. We do have products that go down to 55 years of age and up to $4 million in value of the house. But basically what happens is, whether your house is free and clear or you have a loan on your house, let's say it's a 30-year fix, I can't talk about rates, but let's say you have a 30-year fix and you want to have cash flow. So it's all about accessing the equity in your home for cash flow and to do the things that you need to do to age in place. And so we get rid of that monthly mortgage payment. So what we're going to do, by the way, everyone, this loan is good until you're 150 years old. So how this works is, we would pay off your current lender that extinguishes those monthly mortgage payments, but now whatever that balance was, now that's a reverse mortgage. And instead of your balance coming down every month like it would with a 30-year fixed every time you made the payment, it's going up in reverse because there's interest tied to your loan balance. So it's going to be a very low to loan to value percentage. You're not going to get like an 80% loan to value. It's going to be below 50%. So think of it this way: you're cracking into the piggy bank of your home to access it. Someone who is 82 is going to get more money than someone is 62 because it finally pays to be older. The older you are, the more access to the money you get. And this loan's good till you're 150 years old. So that's how basically it works.
They are a financial tool today,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And financial advisors love us because, you know, when I get to talk to a financial advisor that gets it, I'm like, okay, good. Because I like to bring it down to just 3 buckets. You have your Social Security and your pension if somebody has it as one bucket. You have your 401ks and your IRAs, your annuities, whatever you have in another bucket. And then you have your house. So why aren't we cracking into the piggy bank of our house, using that to supplement our income, keep the money under management? And that's why financial advisors love us, because we're helping them as well. And why not use your house? You've been using it. There's $14+ trillion in equity out there. Why aren't we using it? I think it's great that we want to hand it down, but we need to also use it as well.
She's been doing this for 10 plus years. She works nationwide, and her phone number is 480-817-4324. She does free consultations. Her website is reversemortgageandbeyond.com. Okay, so what are some of the myths?
Well, the biggest myth is that people think the bank owns your home.
Everybody.
Yep, you still own your home. Your name is on title, it's just collateralized, right? So you still own the home. You can have it in your name, or we can close in trust. So that's the biggest one that people think. And that's what happened in the past was, so this is one of the negatives is that, like I was sharing, the older you are, the more access to the money. So in the past, when people were married, they would just put one spouse on the loan, the older one, so they can get all the money out that they could. That person passes on, the second person didn't qualify, they were forced out of their home. So if you're married, you both have to be on the loan, and then we go off the lower of the two ages. You are responsible for your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance, and your HOA. And we do a 2-year look back to make sure you've been paying those on time. Typically they do because it's in their mortgage payment, but if not, we do have a program that we can still do the loan for you, and you would just have an account called a LISA, a life expectancy set aside, which means that we're going to handle paying your property taxes and your homeowner's insurance in a different bucket, right?
Well, I'll tell you something, that it's a little bit confusing, but at the same time, when you have a specialist that you only do reverse mortgages,
Correct,
so you
yes.
focus on those, that is what you want, by the way, folks. Do not think that you could just go to any mortgage broker, no way, lender, I don't care. Yes, it worked, that's how it happened to you, it fell in your lap, but very important that you go to a specialist. Again, her phone number is 480-817-4324. So real quickly, reverse purchases, okay?
Yes.
You got a story about that. I'm gonna let you go as far as I can get you.
Yeah, absolutely. So actually you can purchase a home with a reverse mortgage. So I like to say champagne taste, beer budget, right? And so the thing that happens is when you purchase a home with the reverse, you gotta fund the equity into that home. So with that being said, if somebody's selling a home, they can say to me, hey, I have X number of dollars to put as a down payment, and then they can purchase that home. Let's say if somebody wants to get into a neighborhood here, but what they really like is up, a little higher, then we're supplementing that, and then they can keep more money in their account to give to their financial advisor, but no monthly mortgage payment, and then property taxes and homeowners insurance and HOA need to be paid.
They are awesome.
Yeah.
And each person who's doing this is individual. Everybody's got their own story.
Yep.
Everybody and what they're looking to do. What are your goals, right? With
Exactly,
it, right?
exactly. Well, and just really quick, I had a lady come to me and she wanted a 30-year fix. She was 66 years old, and I said, okay, that's fine. Let me show you these numbers. Showed her that, the 5/1 arm, and then I said, let me tell you the reverse purchase. She said, I don't want that. I said, that's fine, but let me educate you because I don't want next year for you to tell me, why didn't you tell me about that? So I explained it to her. The next day she called me up. She's like, I want that. And I said, what changed? And she said, instead of paying the 30-year fixed mortgage payment, now I'm going to give that to my financial advisor to invest for me, and I don't have to make a monthly mortgage payment.
It's a beautiful
It's
thing.
a wealth building tool.
It is.
Yeah.
And there's so many ways that you could use it and for so many different things. So we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk further about these because believe me, folks, I know we got a lot of listeners out there that are about that 62. They have to be 62. One person in the house, right? One has to be 62. If you've thought about this and you don't know, if you're like on the fence, caller, if you don't know anything about it, you should get this information because information gives you power and you can figure out whether this works for you or not. Her number again, it's 480-817-4324. It's reverse mortgage and beyond.com. Hang tight, we'll be back in just a minute.
Good.
Okay, we're gonna keep on going
Okay.
in this room
Okay.
because we're live in the room.
Yeah.
Okay? I can ask you this question. Obviously, what's your most favorite thing about what you do?
Just helping out the seniors because, they cry on my shoulders because they might have just lost a loved one, and then they're like, they don't know what to do because maybe they haven't handled the finances. all these years. So I love working with my widows. I love working with all my golden agers, my seniors, but the widows have a place in my heart because maybe they haven't been taking care of finances, and so this is the answer for them. And they think they have to move, but they don't. And so they can just access the equity to do what they need. Because they're losing that second Social Security check.
That's the thing. That's what happened with my dad. People don't realize it, but when you die, your Social Security goes with you. And you know, when you're sitting there as you're sad because your wife just died, and then you go to get some money in the bank, and you're like, oh my God, right?
Right. Yeah.
Luckily for him, which was in 2010, he did have a financial advisor that said, you might want to try this.
Yeah.
You know, and I even said to you, we talked about it, that even though it was bad then, because they were awful, they were, but it was great, and it worked out very well for him and for us, the kids, because that's another thing that people think about. Oh, I don't want the kids to have to.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's the other thing. So they put guidelines into place that not only do I talk to them, because I do this every day, but now they also have to go through counseling.
Yeah.
And so there's a counseling session the kids can sit in on. I just can't be a part of it. And then that way they're hearing, the seniors hearing it again, because they want to make sure, hey, do you realize you have to pay your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance? You don't have to make a payment. This is an expensive loan because there's mortgage insurance involved in it. So it's just, and that involves the kids, but once they understand that everybody has to put into the mortgage insurance bucket, they're okay with it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, so those were some of the changes.
Yeah. I was looking here. Did you get to the reverse purchase story that you wanted to get out?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
One of them anyway, but yeah.
And then I also want you to quickly, I'm gonna, when we come back, tell about the lunch and learn really quickly so we don't forget about it.
Do it then?
If
Okay,
that's
perfect, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah. Thank you.
Insurance plans tell you you're covered. What they don't tell you is what you still owe. Whether you're on Medicare Advantage, a supplement, Obamacare, or a high deductible plan, there are gaps, deductibles, co-pays.
Did everything sound similar to when you got the reverse mortgage?
I was, you know, when he got it, I wasn't around,
involved,
so
yeah.
I wasn't really involved, yeah,
Yeah.
because he lives in California,
Okay.
yeah. Here we go. So welcome back, everyone. We're talking about reverse mortgages, and let me tell you something, folks. If you've ever thought about doing it and you haven't done it, have Cheryl do a complimentary consultation with you so that you can understand it. They're different today, and they just keep on getting better and better.
Yeah, and that's so important that you keep bringing that up, and I'm so happy that you do, because I've had other loan officers come to me and say, Cheryl, we all hated each other at the end. You can do all my reverse mortgages. So I actually get business from other loan officers because it is a different type of loan. I mean, even title is different as far as how we close. And so you got to make sure you have the right title person too. So there's all these mechanics to the loan that people don't realize, and it's very important.
And she's been doing this for 10 plus years, and that's what she focuses on, is reverse mortgages, and that is so important that you go with somebody who truly does understand them. Okay, so where am I at here? I wanted to also
We're going to talk about
your lunch. You are doing a free lunch and learn Wednesday. That's just coming up May. What is it?
20th.
20th.
So next Wednesday.
Yeah,
a
May
week from today.
20th. And tell us a little bit about it.
So I do these from time to time just to educate and share with people what we're doing here today, but in more depth. And I have a PowerPoint. I can show them numbers on how the purchases work. So complimentary lunch, everyone. You don't want to miss it. I think we're looking at Pita Jungle, but it's going to be at Total Wine at Scottsdale and Shea. They have the wine room that we can use. It's limited seating, so you definitely want to call me and get your spot. But it's from 11 to 1. So, you know, people will get there and we'll get situated, and then we'll do a presentation. Then I also have a realtor that'll be there talking about probate real estate also. So
Oh, wow.
very educational.
Wow,
Yes.
that's going to be
Yes.
cool. So the lunch and learn is going to be Wednesday, May 20th from 11 to 1 p.m. It's at Total Wine in Scottsdale, at Scottsdale and Shea.
Yes.
Okay, let's go back over here. So many people don't realize that there are second lien reverse mortgages. What the heck is that?
It's awesome. So, you know, I run into those people that have those very low interest rate, 30-year fixed mortgages in first lien position. and they may or may not have a HELOC behind that. So either way, depending on the numbers, we can put a second position reverse mortgage behind your 30-year fixed low interest rate for you to access. Some people don't want to refinance because they want to keep that low rate, but we can help you access some of the equity in that home still and not have a mortgage payment. So I've got two examples, but the first one, the biggest one is, I had a gentleman come to me, his second mortgage payment was a lot. It was a lot. It was over $500. I don't like to talk numbers, but it was a lot. We were able to refinance that. He got rid of that payment, and he still had X number of dollars. After that was paid off, he had more money. So not only does he not have a mortgage payment for a second lien position, he also has a line of credit. So he only has to make that first mortgage payment. So, yeah.
So, what are some of the rules, just really quickly, for some people that might have just tuned in?
Okay.
What are just some of the rules, real quick?
For a
reverse
reverse mortgage, they have to be 62 and older. One person in the household needs to be 62. We do have products that go down to 55 years of age. Now, those proprietary products go up to $4 million. I have a case right now, I'm helping some people. They've got some medical issues going on, and we're helping them get out of their mortgage payment and do the reverse mortgage, not have a mortgage payment, get a line of credit to pay off some other medical bills. And so it's to help people age in place. Remodel that master bathroom. You don't need that tub when you're older, right? So get a new roof. Take the grandkids on memorable vacations. Why are we leaving the money for them later? Why aren't we having time? Take them on that trip that you always wanted to do. As a matter of fact, one of my first clients, I'm getting the chills just thinking about her. She just passed. But she and her daughter, soon after they did the reverse, they went to Germany together. And it's just so awesome. And so can I tell that story really quick?
Yeah.
So I met, and I was speaking at an event, and a lady comes up to me and she's like, you need to do this for my mom. And I'm like, okay, let's go talk to your mom. So I talked to her mom. She was a hairdresser at an assisted living place, 3 days a week to make her monthly mortgage payment in her mid-70s. She was having to work. We start the loan. We typically don't need tax returns, but we needed it this time. She sends them to me through her CPA, and everything was blacked out. I called the CPA with my client. She got comfortable. And then what happened was the CPA says to me, I didn't know we could do this. I did the loan for a CPA. The CPA says, you need to do this for my sister-in-law. So I went and talked to her sister-in-law. She's like, okay, you need to talk to my sister. I talked to her sister. Now this lady, I went to her manufactured home. We can do manufactured homes. She was laid out in her lazy boy, did not sit up for me. I gave her a hug, hello. By the time we were done, she was sitting at the kitchen table giving me a hug goodbye. The daughter walks me out and says, I've never seen a transformation like that. I get so close to my clients that I sat on the front row at her funeral. And since then, the daughter has refinanced the house into her own name. So here's 5 examples from one family that they get it, and it was so positive. It's so positive.
The other thing too is peace of mind.
Yes.
You know, that's a big part of it too.
I had somebody, their AC was out in the middle of summer, and they had their home warranty. It was 1 week left. But they had a free and clear house, and they were just getting this loan just to have it as a safety net, a savings account.
Right,
that was
absolutely.
It. So they had a free and clear home.
Her phone number is 480-817-4324. She does free consultations. She works nationwide. And, you know, if you're 62 years of age or older, if you own your own home, which is, I think, even a better situation. But it's really important to have the information. So,
Absolutely.
because it's an absolute wonderful thing. It's a tool now, and it's better than it ever has been. You can check her out on her website, which is Reverse Mortgage and More, and Beyond, and Beyond.com. So again, Reverse Mortgage and Beyond.com. So for you, you're going to want to talk about the lunch again, but I do want to ask you, and I asked you during the break when we were talking to Facebook land out there, and I asked you what your favorite thing part of what you do is, and what was that?
It's just helping our golden agers, helping our senior population. You know, you said peace of mind. It reminds me of a client. She had $100,000 in credit card debt. She was pawning jewelry to pay that interest for the credit cards. We did a reverse mortgage for her. She paid off her $100,000 in credit card debt. Now she can sleep at night. It's so awesome. There's just so many different ways that this can help people. And it's all about just getting educated and let me share. And I had somebody call me 5 years later, so it might not be for today, but things change, and that person needed in-home health care for her 90-year-old husband. She was 78, and then she was ready, and now they have it, and they're happy.
She's having a lunch and learn Wednesday, May 20th from 11 to 1 p.m. It's going to be at Total Wine at Scottsdale and Shea. How many people do you know what you're doing?
We could
on
probably
that one?
get 30 people in the
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
Yep.
The more the
yep.
merrier.
The more the merrier, but that's the important part because I got to order enough lunch. So let's get those RSVPs into that number or my website, email, whichever way.
Her
Yes.
phone number again, it's 480-817-4324. So we have a little bit of time. I want to obviously, I think what you should do is to also talk about how important it is to go to a reverse mortgage specialist who only does reverse mortgages.
It's because of the things that I do. I'm always educating myself. I just got back from the first reverse mortgage summit from Knoxville, Tennessee. So I just got back, and but I was learning about other products that are out there that I didn't know about that are just coming out. So that's why, this is a very niche product.
Right.
And that's why other loan officers don't know about it. And I've had somebody, like I said earlier, they come up to me and they're like, you can do all my reverse because everybody didn't like each other. And it's a different animal. There's no debt to income ratio. We qualify on residual income. So I'm not going to send you into underwriting unless I know you're going to close.
The other thing too is that there's a lot of times that your mortgage broker or lender might say, oh yeah, we can do that. Because there are some that can.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't know what you know,
Correct.
it may not be as great, right?
Yes, exactly. Well, it's going to be
It's gonna be different.
You're not going to be able to sleep at night. It's not, yeah, and like I said, title's important. So I actually vet my title people because I'm like, we don't go on a closing document, a CD, we go on a HUD still. So there's that. And some title companies don't even have the program still that can do what we do. So.
Well, you know something, folks, especially in these times that we have, it's really important that you just at least take a look at this and see what it's all about. She is a reverse mortgage specialist. It is so important that you do go to someone who's a specialist. She's been doing it for 10 years plus. She's going to have her lunch and learn Wednesday, May 20th. It's from 11 to 1 p.m. at Total Wine. She'd love you to RSVP at 480-817-4324. She works nationwide. She does free consultations, and you can check her out on her website, which is reversemortgageandbeyond.com. Again, call her. Maybe you want to go to the lunch and learn. Maybe you just want to call and find out what this is all about. 480-817-4324. It is reversemortgageandbeyond.com.
Thank you so much, Carol.
You're welcome.